In 1989, Nissan quietly launched a modest coupe with pop-up headlights and just 155 horsepower. Nobody guessed it would spark one of car culture's greatest legends. The 240SX wasn't built for stardom, yet its accidental rise changed motorsport history and left few survivors. What secret turned an everyday commuter into an icon, one that was drifted almost to extinction? When Nissan introduced the 240SX to North America in 1989, the company's goal was practical fun. The new coupe replaced the aging 200SX, trading boxy lines for a sleeker silhouette and pop-up headlights that caught the eye. Under the hood, the Ka-24 engine offered 140 horsepower at first, later bumped to 155, enough for daily driving but far from thrilling. Nissan's engineers focused on balance, not brute force. The S13 chassis featured McPherson strut suspension up front and a multi-link design in the rear. This setup promised stability and predictable handling, giving drivers confidence whether on city streets or winding back roads. Marketing highlighted the car's affordability and everyday usability, positioning it as a stylish alternative to more expensive sports cars. With rear-wheel drive and just enough power, the 240SX was built for people who wanted a little excitement without sacrificing comfort or reliability. On the winding mountain roads of Japan, a new kind of driving was taking shape. Young enthusiasts, inspired by racers like Keiichi Tsuchiya, began pushing their cars sideways through sharp corners, searching for the perfect drift. The Nissan Silvia and 180SX, twins to the American 240SX, quickly became the favorites of this underground scene. Their lightweight bodies, rear-wheel drive, and finely balanced chassis gave drivers total control at the edge of grip. Tsuchiya, soon known as the Drift King, showed what was possible, his S13 carving through hairpins with a fluid, almost effortless slide. VHS tapes from Video Option captured these moments, spreading the legend far beyond Japan. The S chassis was no longer just a commuter car, it was the heart of a new motorsport, built for creativity and precision. In these early days, drifting became more than a style, it was a statement, and the S13 was its voice. On early internet forums like 240sx.org and Silvia.net, ordinary drivers became overnight engineers. Step-by-step guides appeared for everything from suspension tweaks to full engine swaps, with one thread standing out above the rest: Heavy Throttle's SR20 DET Swap Guide from 1998. Suddenly, the path from stock Ka-24 to turbocharged power was mapped out in plain language, with wiring diagrams, parts lists, and troubleshooting tips all laid bare. Enthusiasts traded advice, shared failures, and posted photos of half-finished projects, turning technical challenges into communal achievements. The SR20 DET, once a distant dream from Japanese magazines, became a household name in garages across America. These do-it-yourself pioneers didn't just modify their cars, they built a culture of open-source knowledge, where even a first-timer could attempt a swap armed with nothing but a laptop and a willingness to learn. Hollywood and gaming culture threw gasoline on the 240SX phenomenon. In 2001, The Fast and the Furious hit theaters, and suddenly S-chassis cars with wild graphics and big wings became the face of street racing for an entire generation. Gran Turismo and Need for Speed let players build and drift virtual 240SXs, fueling dreams in bedrooms and living rooms across the world. The car's real-world reputation soared as pro drivers like Chris Forsberg and Ryan Turek took S13s and S14s to the podium in Formula Drift's earliest seasons. Forsberg himself called the S chassis the place to start. If you were not in one, you were already behind. Event after event, rows of battered and beautiful 240SXs filled the pits, each one a testament to the car's new status as a pop culture icon and the backbone of a growing sport. Demand exploded, and the aftermarket scrambled to keep up. Parts catalogs for the 240SX exploded in the early 2000s. Suspension companies rolled out coilovers, angle kits, and bolt-on subframes, while swap mounts for engines like the SR20 DET, Toyota's 1JZ and 2JZ, and Chevy's LSV8 turned the S chassis into a playground for builders. With so many options, the community started calling these cars the Legos of the car world. No matter your vision, track monster, street cruiser, or drift missile, there was a kit for it on the shelf. Every new build pushed the boundaries of what the 240SX could become, and the culture thrived on that sense of possibility. By 2008, the 240SX was no longer a throwaway project. The term drift tax began circulating on forums as prices for used cars doubled, then tripled. What once cost $2,000 for a running example now fetched $5,000 just for a clean shell. Unmodified cars, once ignored, started selling for $15,000 or more. The very culture that celebrated the 240SX, constant drifting, endless modifications, left fewer survivors each year. Owners debated whether to drive hard or preserve what was left. Frustration grew as newcomers realized the entry-level drift scene had moved on. Today, the Toyota 86 and Subaru BRZ have taken the spot the 240SX once held. For many, the S chassis is now a collectible, a reminder of a time when dreams were cheap and potential seemed endless. Today, every surviving 240SX is more than a car. It's a preserved blueprint of creativity and rebellion. Its rarity now fuels new legends, reminding us icons are made, not born.